Ready for this? This is 2 minutes long. This will hurt. I promise.
Is there a hidden message in the Hebrew word shalom? A message that once understood could change your life forever? Did you know that the Hebrew language is actually 3 languages? Did you know that the original Hebrew, the same Hebrew that Moses used to scribe the Torah, was both a pictographic and a numeric language?
I gotta stop it. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna let you get all the way through. I gotta stop it. First of all, this is totally not true. By the time we talked about this on the 3rd show that we ever did. Show 3. I think it was show 3. It might have been 6. One of the first shows we ever did, we talked about this. This is why we had Dr. Michael Brown on the show. By the time the Torah was given to Moses on Sinai, Hebrew was no longer a pictographic language. It had not been a
Hebrew was never pictographic.
It had never been a
It's not a pictograph means people see like a bet and they think house. But that never happened. They see a picture, they see the bet and they think buh.
Yeah, it's an ABCdery. You don't think you don't think that the Canaanite languages at one time were pictographic languages?
No.
Yeah.
No. The pictures they represented consonants. They represented consonants. It's consonantal.
Yeah. But
it's not you're right. It has no bearing on.
We've done a whole show on this. No matter what, by the time Moses is writing the Torah, this guy is totally false.
The 3 languages? Did you know that the original Hebrew, the same Hebrew that Moses used to scribe the Torah, was both a pictographic and a numeric language? Has God given us a prophetic clue, a peek into the future hidden in the 4 Hebrew letters Shin, Lamed, Vav, and Mem, the 4 letters that spell Shalom? And is that clue, hidden in plain sight, embedded from the very beginning in the pictures and numbers that are the very foundational elements of the Hebrew language? Let's take a look at the picture meaning of shalom. Shin is the first letter in the Hebrew word shalom. Shin is a picture of teeth that crush and destroy. Lamed is the picture of a shepherd's staff. Vav is the picture of an iron nail or a wooden hook. Mem, the last Hebrew letter in the Hebrew word shalom, is pictured as waters. Waters of life is pictured by a clear running stream, or waters of chaos and confusion, as pictured by a flood or tsunami. In the conventional Hebrew, shalom can mean anything from not being at war, the cessation of hostility, to harmony between people. Shalom can also mean security and freedom from violence. Shalom can communicate the idea of serenity and tranquility. Now let's discover the distilled, ideal picture meaning of shalom. Shin means to destroy. Lamed is the voice of authority. Vav signifies 2 things that are connected. Mem can mean chaos and confusion. The revelation hidden in the picture language of Hebrew informs us that peace or shalom only comes when the authority connected with chaos and confusion is destroyed. Every time you say the word shalom or peace, you are uttering a prophetic prayer that someone will come and destroy the one who is causing all the chaos and confusion. And
the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I met with 2 guys who have studied. I had coffee with 2 guys that had studied Paleo Hebrew very, very in depth, and they each had a completely different picture of what the word picture for shalom meant. They each had their own. So I have 3. I don't know who's right. Caleb, how do I know I have 3 Paleo Hebrew Authority explanations for the Hebrew word shalom?
I'll tell you right now,
Rob. I don't know which one to pick.
Wait, I'll tell you right now. Rob.
How do I pick who's right?
Well, luckily for us, this 3D Hebrew has an app that you can download and a book. You can buy the book for $22.95, or you can download the app. Only on Android right now. I don't know what's going on with their Apple link, but it didn't work. And it will tell you the Hebrew letter meaning and the different meanings of different words. They made it very easy. The 3D Hebrew Companion. Rock Island Books. This blows my mind that people buy this. Honestly, I think that this is the downfall I think that this is honestly, not this specifically, but just like seeing how much nonsense there is in the quote-unquote Hebrew roots movement. Like before, I knew there was a lot of nonsense. Like, okay, yeah, there's this olive top thing, there's this Hebrew pictographic thing, there's, people who are buying into like ultra-Orthodox Hasidic Lapid Messianic Judaism, and therefore they're bringing in Kabbalah, people. And you know what? All of these things, okay, all of these things, I think they're not just a distraction from Satan. I think they are a ploy by Satan. And I'll tell you why. People come in to the Hebrew roots movement. They come from the church. They feel like they've been disillusioned, okay? So now they think that the church is off somehow, which maybe they're right in some ways, okay? They come in, they attach themselves to Joe Schmo leader who has no training himself, but is really pumped on the knowledge that he's gained. And so they pick up a couple of books. They start listening to their new, wise leader. And these books and these articles, these magazines, everything, they keep telling them, no, the Christian church, that's bad, that's wrong, you were lied to, you were lied to, you were lied to, they're wrong, they're wrong, they're wrong. They don't even know sanctification. They don't even know Torah. They don't even know about the Sabbath. And the Sabbath is the greatest thing ever, blah, 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 blah. Okay? And so what it's doing is it's breaking down this idea of the church and ultimately breaking down the theology, important theologies, like sola scriptura. That's the first one to go, sola scriptura. Your pastor didn't know what he was talking about with the Bible. He gave up on the Old Testament. He has no clue. And if you look at it from a Jewish perspective, not from a Greek perspective like your pastor did, but from a Jewish perspective, then guess what? Now you know. Now you can start to unravel the Hebrew, word, the hidden meanings behind all these kind of things. Okay, and here's the thing. Once they do that, then they can say, well, what we really want to do is we want to look at the rabbis. This is the Jewish perspective. You've been looking at these Greek church fathers. Wrong. Don't do that. Look at the rabbis. They bring in these rabbis' interpretations from the 13th, the 17th, the 18th, the 19th century, and guess what? It's all filled with Kabbalah. It's all filled with mysticism. It's all filled with nonsense, okay? These deeper meanings, the pardes, different meanings, all this kind of stuff. And what does it ultimately do? It ultimately makes them give up on things that are foundational doctrines. Sola Scriptura is number one. Number two is the deity of the Messiah. This is a ploy from Satan.